Okay. Let me just make sure we're good on the stream. Then we go. Corey Cool is on this side of the.
Still time to walk out.
He be acting all funny and shit.
Still time to leave it.
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Still time to leave
it. Okay, we good. All right. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey, the podcast that discusses love, relationships, sex, and dating from a male's perspective. I'm your guy, Ron Coe, and I'm joined by my guys, White Star GB.
Shaking.
And we also have super producer Corey Cool in the building, Cool University.
What up, though?
Big shout out to everyone tuned in on Facebook and YouTube. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Tonight, we are drinking a oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
Hudson's whiskey, big bourbon. I see they got a few different colors.
You got the Mets one.
But they're just different labels.
Different.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having fun with it.
Yeah.
I had the yellow hoodie on today, so I'm like, get the yellow.
Yeah.
Y'all got a funny story about it though. I went and picked it up, and we had spoken earlier. I was gonna grab the bottle, and I had to pay the stupid tax because I bullshitted all day. I didn't get the bottle, running around, didn't get it. At 10 o'clock, it's the only liquor store that open. It's the liquor store that sticks you up. First of all, you got to pay cash only.
Really?
Mark up everything like $10. I paid $54 for this.
Really? Where is that?
That's the one on Nassau Road.
By the library?
Yeah, no, further down. No, the one by the library is all right.
Yeah, they're all right.
The one further down, stick up.
Oh,
Shout out to Nasty.
Shout out to them though.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Hudson bourbon we're drinking tonight. White Star GB.
Yo.
How you been, man?
Week was good, man. I think it's good. Took a week off last week. Had to go see my parents over in Florida. They doing all right, Traveling by myself.
Oh, you went by yourself?
Yeah, I went dolly, man. First of all, it's a lot cheaper to travel by yourself. In and out. And I got drunk on the flight on the way home, yo.
Really?
I got home on the way home. Going there is cool. I slept the whole time. Usually I'm a sleeper. I get on as soon as I put my seatbelt on, I'm asleep until everybody's clapping.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but on the way
That's
back,
hard for me to do.
On the way back, I had an evening flight, and my parents are sticklers for getting to the airport early. So I get to the airport 2 hours before my flight. It's Orlando, so it's not JFK. I was at my gate within half an hour, so I had an hour and a half to get.
Yeah, Orlando's
kill.
like that. It's pretty smooth.
It's just smooth. You just in and out. You know what I mean? So I look at the bar. I'm like, yo, you know what? Let's go for it, yo. They had this little drink special where you pay like $22. You get a shot of Jack and any beer.
Okay.
Like I had 3 of those.
Oh, you went for the 60
Wow.
cents.
Yeah.
3 shots and 3 beers?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yo,
in an hour and a half?
I was loaded.
God damn.
I was loaded.
What kind of beer did you go for?
I think I went with a Sam Adam Pale Ale first.
Those are
Then I
heavy
had
beers.
something that I think I had 2 other local beers. I don't remember the name. They had them on the tap. So going for it, yo. I'm on the flight going through it, yo. First of all, I paid a little extra. I got the window seat.
All right.
Like, is it universal? Everybody likes the window seat?
Not necessarily.
For real? I love a window seat.
I got a bad bladder.
Okay.
So majority of the time I prefer the aisle seat.
Okay.
So I can go back and forth.
See, I'm a sleeper and I could just sleep through a whole flight. Don't got to get up. They don't even know. Like on the way there, I had an old lady sitting next to me. When I woke up, she looked at me like, "You missed the snacks." I was like, "Yo, I slept through everything. Don't buy. I want ginger ale. I don't want nothing. I want to." But that's what happened. My bladder betrayed me.
Oh wow,
dog! I'm back and forth. I gotta tell the two poor women yo, shout out to y'all, whoever y'all was. Y'all must have got up like 4 times.
Oh word,
yeah, I had to go, yo.
Yeah,
it was the bruise. It was the biz.
I'm gonna take the aisle because I'd like
to
stick my little leg out there a little bit. You know,
Respect.
catch
I like
a little,
that. All right,
catch a little.
Okay,
You know
all
what I
right.
mean? And like you said, in case you gotta bust a bathroom trip, right there.
And you seem like the type of nigga that as soon as the plane land, you standing up.
I'll be kind of ready. To
yeah.
I'll be kind of ready. To go.
You one of those. You one of those.
Yo,
me, I'm the last minute, but yo, don't let nobody get yo. I know everybody be. That's the one thing nobody play with, right?
Getting off.
Getting off.
Yeah.
Like everybody's gangster.
Nah, I don't even play those games no more. I just chill.
So you'll let somebody get in front of you and go from behind you?
No, that's not
crazy.
No, you gotta be ready.
That's
crazy.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
And not like a whole group of people.
Right.
But if it's one and they like very antsy,
yeah,
and they like very like they grabbing their stuff,
right?
It's like we still gotta wait another 10 minutes, and they grabbing their shit out trying to.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna fight you to get out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, just go.
It's not the principle of it though. We're all on this thing together. Let's just get off. We were all in kindergarten. Let's just single file, right? Like that's what we learned it early, right?
Land, I get up and I do this because usually
I know you.
I travel with the kids and the wife or whatever. So I'm the kind I get up, but then I turn like and I just like kneel on the seat. Kind of, so I just kind of but I'm up and I'm ready to function. I know I got my eye in my bag, like all right, it's that cabinet right there.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it's my turn to go, I'm
going. Kids, come on.
I hear you.
Yeah,
if everybody's playing fair,
yeah,
I'm gonna wait and then
I'll
grab my joint quick, boom, and I go.
It's go time.
Right.
But if somebody's behind me is like super antsy, I'm like, yo.
Well, also for me, you know, probably as well as you guys traveling with the family, it's to grab the luggage, but it's to let the women and children go first. So you gotta like set the pick. You almost setting the pick, like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do the box out. Like y'all go.
Yeah.
Everybody behind me gotta stay back. Yeah.
Nah, but that was my time. Fun on the plane. Okay. But I got home, did my thing. It was right.
I love flying, man.
Yeah, me too.
I love being at the airport, man. Cause it's like, all right, you're going somewhere different, bro. I love it, man. Corey, cool.
Yeah, man.
How you been, man?
Well, I'm in desperate times. The reason why I'm sitting here right now.
That's the only way we got this dude on the camera.
Desperate things. I gotta get my face out here right now. No, man, it's been great, and you know, sitting behind the mixing board each and every week. You know, I realize how much fun you guys have. You know, it was a great night of entertainment tonight. So, you know, I figured I'd come join you guys and sit for one time type of thing.
Let's not make time, man.
You know, but I'm super happy to be here. Super happy to be here.
Nice.
Root them on to come back.
We gotta see. I'm waiting for simple things. I don't see him yet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It might be a little bit too late now. Sorry, guys. We got on a little bit later because we were watching the Tyson. His name is Logan Paul, right?
No, Jake Paul.
That was Jake.
Oh, Jake Paul fight. And what do we think about it? Let's start with you, cool.
Swinging to me. Well, Mike didn't die. So I'm gonna take the win there.
Win for everybody.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't felt high anxiety like that in a very long time. My anxiety was extremely
Why do you have anxiety?
Well, because
you really felt like that dude could mess up Iron Mike's legacy.
Well, you would. No. Well, this is the thing. You got to remember, we're in a brand new age where the respect is short. The respect is short given, right? I want to say a large majority of those watching probably this fight tonight don't have any clue of what it's like to watch Mike walk down the ring in the mid 90s, early 90s, right? They don't know. So he could have very easily become the butt of any of this week's jokes all around, right?
But that is currency in today's environment. Because you got to think about it like this. We live in a day and age where you ask most 16 to 21-year-olds who's the heavyweight champion, who's a light heavyweight champion, they won't know.
No.
If you ask them who's the most popular boxer that you know, they're gonna say this guy.
Well, sidebar. When it came to one of Muhammad Ali's last fights, right? And he didn't really look so well. You kind of remember the disdain that the people watching kind of had for not only the boxer who was boxing him, but just why were you there? You know what I mean? Because he didn't look good, right? And this is a physical sport now. This is not it's not basketball. You dig what I'm saying? This is
no basketball.
Even Pac dissed him. Looking like Larry Holmes. Niggas ain't like Mike Tyson went out there did them dirty.
Nobody liked that. And
no one liked it.
At the end of the day, this is a dangerous sport. You know what I'm saying?
There's
a lot of
it's not play.
It's not play. It's not for play.
Yeah. And for someone who's taken so many hits,
a lot in his lifetime.
I want to see him go out like that.
Before we get into the actual commentating of what so happened,
ain't nothing happened.
I would just say, I was kind of glad that it went the way it went. I could barely watch it. But I'm glad it went the way it went.
I think we already knew this, but I think one thing that people are not realizing tonight is that Mike Tyson is the most successful boxer of all time. Like with legacy and money, I think he's
over Mayweather.
No, I believe so.
You gotta give it to Mayweather.
Yeah, give the money, man.
Yeah, enough money for everybody. Every one of them.
Mike Tyson is the Snoop Dogg of boxing.
This is what I'm saying. I'm
so
not
like
talking
fame, maybe.
Yes, fame,
well, like money, and
outside of like he's been able to transcend from boxing to entertainment to marijuana to this entertaining, podcasting.
Yeah, that's all good, but it's like Jay-Z is the Floyd Mayweather of boxing, and Snoop is the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is the more beloved figure. Like he's more beloved than Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
If it was a full packed boxing event and Floyd stood up and Mike stood up, Mike's ovation would be twice as loud as Floyd's. Right? But the money and the bank doesn't.
I'm not just talking about money and bank. I'm talking about transcending monies to different areas outside of boxing and his fame. And I believe as far as like,
well, he could leverage his fame more, but as far as even when you moving the money around, you're still working for that dollar.
All right,
like Mike is still working. Floyd is still working too, though.
Yeah.
Floyd,
we talking about a bunch of rich guys. So let's not go down to the dollars and cents of everything. I'm talking about like you got to think about his career as a boxer. You got to think about shit like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
Then you got to think about like him going through his nefarious situations, tribulations.
Yeah.
Then coming back to podcasting, having a big podcast.
But you speeding. You said Tyson Punch Out. Don't forget about the Will Smith song.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Marion Robin Givens. Don't forget about the White Tiger. Don't forget about Don King. You know what I mean? Like everything. Like
no, he
was even almost a character in like Street Fighter made a character based off his likeness. You know what I mean? So everything was Mike was the prototypical.
Well, fully part of the culture of the 90s, you would say, right? He is an embedded figure.
Yeah.
Right along with Mike Jordan and whatever, Mike Tyson.
Anyone, Michael.
And I think with this shit tonight, this situation tonight, I think he's transcended into like he's kind of reinventing himself in a sense where it's like, all right, for podcasting, for marijuana, for now this being, I feel like he's definitely the most famous and probably the most noted boxer of all time.
Beloved.
Beloved. And
Ali is still the GOAT.
Probably the most beloved.
Over Ali?
Well, because
in boxing, though. This is what I'm trying to say. That's in boxing.
In
right?
boxing, yeah.
These all these guys have boxing as a trade, right? Mm-hmm. But outside of it, like I think Tyson's gonna be to the point of Ali when we're talking about like using his likeness on clothing and pictures and portraits and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think when time goes by, Mike Tyson is going to be that.
Right.
But right now, he's relevant and he's not fucking unhealthy. He's not dealing with slow talking and decrepit. And his cognitive skills are still there. You understand what I'm saying? I think I got to commend him, bro. Now, it wasn't a great showing tonight.
Because I was going to say, when it comes to the fight per se, you know, what did you guys take? You know, what was the X's and O's that you guys?
I felt like it played out the way I thought it would play out. Where it was nothing positive in the scenario of him knocking out Mike Tyson or beating up Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's all I didn't want to see.
It was no positive in that. He would look crazy because Mike Tyson's almost 60. And he's beloved. And it's like, all right, you're not going to get no wins off that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you said that early. Yeah.
If he just moves on, he beats him handily, but he doesn't embarrass him. All right, somebody else will box him. Then he can get more money and then keep going forward. They both made a bag. All right, cool. Everything worked out.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Caked
off. Crazy.
Big bag. You know.
What'd you think, Jimmy?
Everybody was healthy. I liked it. Yeah. Much to do about nothing, but it's a cool way to spend a Friday night.
What about the shorties that was before them? Oh my God, that eye.
The undercards. Yeah. Undercards
were wild.
Yeah.
Undercards were wild.
Yo, shout out to your eye, yo. I don't know what your eye is dealing with right now. Shout out to your eye. I'm sure that's
you don't got to know the chick's names. You just got to say
Serrano.
that.
Serrano.
But it don't even matter. It's just the eye. The eye got an identity of his own, bro.
Shout out to your eye, B.
That shit was crazy.
That was crazy. That was nasty.
Yo. I'm a man. But boxing, fighting, man, it's a rough sport, bro.
Blood sport, man.
Blood sport, bro.
And you got to keep your composure and things of that nature too. Like, you know, you can't let the anger get a hold of you. Get punched in your face a lot. You know, you can't be tight. You
can't let that blood get you frantic. Like, yo, when you see blood is, it can either rev somebody up or it could scare the shit out of somebody. You understand what I'm saying? So
I've never even really punched anybody and made them like bleed like that. Could you imagine? What would you do if you just if you're in a fight outside of a bar and you like punch a guy and he just starts bleeding profusely? You're like, oh my God.
Yo,
are you okay?
Yeah, I probably might. Yeah,
I might get my shirt off my back. Yo, I'm sorry. Like, nigga, like my fault.
All right, man, you okay?
Talk about talking shit though. Like,
did you drive here? There's an urgent care right there.
Talking shit about the whole way. I'm like, that shit hurt, right?
Yeah. Shout out to the undercards, man. Shout out to the undercards.
Yeah, they got busy, man.
Yeah.
How about your week, dog?
Oh, it was cool, man.
Yeah,
cool. What did I do? I can't even remember, man.
It's usually a good one when you don't have no recollection.
It just it kind of goes so fast, and it's like, all right, the week has already started now, and if we miss a week, you know, it's some extra time with the family.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we go out and do things. Sometimes we just kick it in the crib,
man.
And then everybody's to themselves. Sometimes, and sometimes we kick it together. But
all right.
Yeah. I was.
What's your family game like? What's your thing that y'all? If y'all gonna rock together, what do y'all do? Like, either y'all play like a board game or watch a movie, or?
No, I don't think we have anything, man.
Okay.
Sad.
So y'all just be in the same room?
No,
we're high on the go out and eat.
Go out and eat.
Oh
yeah.
That's
real high on the go.
Yeah.
That's our family time.
That's
going
cool.
out to
That's
dinner.
Cool.
Shout out to Meeterita, man. One of our favorite restaurants.
Yo, you don't know about that.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited when it's time to go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the restaurant that the family loves, and it's like, yo, all right, we're gonna go out to eat.
That's what's
nice.
I was just out back.
Yo, ours too. We were just there.
Yeah,
we got the rewards thing and everything.
Yeah.
It's got $5 off, Robert. Yo,
you get that brown bread.
Which one you go to?
I go to now. I've been going to a little honeycomb hideout, the one by me. It's like Merrick, no Belmore.
It's Merrick.
Merrick. Yeah.
We go to.
I got my own one now.
We go to Island
It's
Park.
so close.
Island Park.
Yeah. Island Park to Staple. Island Park to Staple. Yeah. Island Park to Staple.
Shout out to Outback, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Outback. Let me tell you, you get that little. Great margaritas. You get the little steak and lobster,
Mm-hmm.
little mashed taters, little mixed vegetables. $37. It's a win.
Yeah, they owe us money.
Win.
Get to the commercial for.
And the wings, mild.
Let's go.
We need to stop pumping these.
I know.
Chain restaurants.
Outback is amazing. I don't care.
You gotta give the people some hidden gems. Yeah.
All right. Next week, let's work on that.
All right.
As I'm sitting
I got one. If you're ever if you're from the Long Island area and you're in New York or you're visiting, the breakfast spot. Anybody ever go to Thomas's?
Where's that?
Old Country Road. Old Country Road, Garden City. Thomas's Eggery.
Okay.
Great.
Well, if that's
stuffed
the case,
French toast.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I don't really eat stuff like that, but that's okay.
No,
I feel like French toast, waffles, and regular pancakes is fake food to me. I don't eat that.
Yeah, it's cake.
I don't eat that stuff. What about okay. All right. Well, first of all, you shouted out Mitzarita, which is by far one of the best. Can you even call that mom and pop? That's like a little higher. What's the next level? What's the mid-level? Mid-major?
I would say it's considered a mom and pop because they don't have like multiple. They got a couple of locations. They got one in Brentwood, one out here in Hempstead. But I would call it a mom and pop.
Okay, so I'm gonna raise the Pantry Diner right there on.
I was about to say it.
Pantry on Merrick.
Shout out to the Pantry Diner on Merrick in Rockville Center.
Yeah. They got Cajun shrimp and grits there.
You know they're owned by Black people now. You could just tell by the whole vibe of it.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that Black people bought a diner. Right.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be some.
It is definitely
exquisite. No, they up the diner game to another level.
Yeah, but that's what.
But it don't have to be all that like it don't got to be fancy.
Now look real nice.
It's fancy for a diner. I ain't in front.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that somebody would get one where it's like it's a certain demographic of people that normally just will buy a diner. Diner, you expect like a good burger, some breakfast,
not too much experimenting.
You
don't experiment.
You know what I mean?
Not really, because the diner you get a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
That diner menu is like thick.
No, it is, but it's what
like
you choose. It's there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's there.
Now, if you get a steak from a diner, you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but you could go get like a turkey
burger,
club or something like that, burger, fries. You know what I mean?
Chicken fingers,
diner food, right?
Yeah, diner food,
yes.
right? But
yes.
but this pantry that we talking about, you can pick kind of anything. But you got a couple black spots. You got I want to say Hush, that's in like the Elmont.
Oh yes,
area.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a Jamaican restaurant.
What's in Lynbrook?
Prime 39. Is it Prime 39? Was it?
Prime.
Is it just Prime?
Prime.
I think just Prime.
Okay.
They're in Lynbrook. A couple black spots that bring your little purse, bring your little as Ron would say, undo the purse strings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's his line right there.
Yeah.
When he tell me, hey, undo the purse strings, like I don't want to spend money. But shout out to the mom and pops.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Shout out Outback.
All right, let's jump right into it, man. All right, let's start with this friend zone clip.
Shout out to Ron Co's vision, long range.
Yeah, man.
This guy doesn't need any readers.
I don't. I can't tell if my vision is getting worse or not, but sometimes early in the morning, my eyes are out of focus.
A little hazy.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, let's jump right into it.
This was hard to watch.
I do have a crush on you. Like, I have feelings for you. I've been attracted to you since, I think, before you met Adam.
Before? Huh.
Are these feelings mutual? Why or why not?
He knows they're not mutual.
They're not.
I know.
I'm sorry. Very flattered. But it's like it's definitely extra weird because we met through an ex-boyfriend and I'm like clean break and then we come here
Surprise.
And I'm like, hey.
No, I get it. Rate my attractiveness on a scale of 1 to 10.
Attractiveness is subjective.
Wow. You go too far, baby.
I'm a really big fan of getting girls out. I think it is super sexy when somebody is like very clearly having a great time and just squirming underneath you. And I don't think that anybody will ever complain about that.
Your resorted thinks she meant.
Graphic word to use, but okay.
That's wild. This was.
Yeah.
Okay.
That nigga crashed out, yo. He crashed out. He crashed out.
He crashed out?
That's a crash out, bro. Yo,
So
first of all,
what's wrong with that, though?
All right, let me give you the list. It started off with the Dirty Mac. He met through an ex-boyfriend. So he came with the ex-boyfriend's party and didn't leave.
Yeah.
Then he show up without the haircut and looking like he work at, the video store. Then he asked her to rate him. And she like laughed in his face a little bit.
She didn't want to answer that.
And then he offered to eat her pussy at the end.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yo,
I don't know where that came from.
If that's not a crash out, that's the crash out.
What is I say, hey, if you're in a friend zone, swing for the fences.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, you strike out and you're not in a friend zone anymore, and she cut you off. All right, fine. You're better for it going forward.
What's interesting about that particular clip to me was that it's like she didn't understand his humor or his personality. Meaning, like, okay, if you're in the friend zone, right? You should have had conversations kind of about those things to a degree. You get what I'm saying? Or like what you into, he
was out of character.
Not a complete stranger. Yes, it almost looked very out of character.
Yeah.
And kind of to quote you, he swung for the fences when it was like, she wasn't ready. She maybe have never even heard him almost talk like that before. Where
that nigga lit the fence on fire.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
He tried to beat it, put it out.
First place, the first thing I would say, man, men, you gotta, if you gotta present, you have to be a presentable package.
Come on
now. Personality is very important, and you could be funny, you could be charming, but trust and believe there are men out there that have good personalities, that are charming, that actually groom themselves, right?
Yeah.
You can't assume like, oh, every good-looking guy, they don't have any charisma, they don't have a sense of humor, they don't have a good personality. Like every good-looking guy is vain or whatever. You got to put yourself together. You understand what I'm saying? To actually level the playing field.
Yeah. He didn't look really put together.
No, and I'm not saying like the chick wasn't like a beauty queen or anything like that. No disrespect or anything like that, but it's like, yo, I think you have to present yourself at the very best that you can.
At least at that moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right.
Yo, if you're gonna be a slob, at least sell drugs. Like, yo, the dude with the coke's all gonna get his dick sucked. Like, it's all, like, at least like be the pill man or something. Like,
have some bread, right? People that maybe have some bread. They
nigga. Or feed her addiction, something.
I don't know if you lean on things like that, like have the bread, right?
Some people gotta lean on things like that, right?
No, I get it. But either way, you can't have bread and still be slob like.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, if you're not the average weight, if you are overweight, it's a way to put yourself together. There's a lot of dudes that are not slim and trim, and they present very well because they know how to manage what they have. I'm not saying it's an art to it, but if you care enough, you can make yourself look presentable. You understand what I'm saying? He had a vibe of like,
groom yourself. It's a whole bunch of like, he just looked, come on, bro. He looked unserious about the whole
It
event.
was pretty bad.
I think that's why she laughed. It's like, you're not serious. Like, you didn't even go get a little makeup. Yo, you ever see like the Instagram where it's like dude in the barber chair and he grew his hair out, then all of a sudden the barber takes the middle part out and then he puts like a man unit. That's what you get a man unit for. To tell your crush.
Or the baldy.
Or something like, yo, you go all out, yo, get some fake dreads, go do something. Do something. Like shake it up a little bit.
He was
man.
like Mike out there, man. You know what I mean? He
just, you know.
Yeah, no,
I don't know, man.
That was
bad. It was bad, but I have to give him credit that all right, well, I think the friend zone is a place where no man wants to be, no woman wants to be. And the longer you keep those feelings hidden, the longer you'll be there. So
That
it's
nigga
like,
was
all right, at
offering
least you
it.
get yourself out of there.
He was offering the shack though, yo. He was like, yo, I shack, like whatever, like, you know what I mean?
No, but you know, like
that was vulgar. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. That gave weirdo vibes. Like, see, that's the thing, man. This is what dudes need to realize. Like, if she was attracted to the guy and he said that, it would be super cool, right?
No,
it would be like,
it wouldn't.
For her, it'd be like, okay, like I've thought. If a chick thought about you in a sexual way,
nobody likes anybody desperate.
I hear what you're saying. I would agree with that, right? But if she had ever thought about him in a sexual capacity, he wouldn't look desperate if he's talking about going down on her or whatever like that. But when a guy who she doesn't even see in that light, it comes off creepy.
Yeah, but they were friends, right? So
Yeah,
the reason why I bring that up is because, like, I think prior to this, if she found him creepy, they wouldn't be friends. They wouldn't even be where they were right now. So maybe he could have played the ultimate friend role where he
maybe she don't have a car
ever.
He just drove her everywhere. Maybe she could use the fuck out that nigga. Cool.
I mean, that is quite possible.
yo,
that is quite possible.
Yo, women can use people. Maybe he was saving food. Maybe he liked to go eat and she just went and ate and just listened to this nigga talk. Like,
I just feel like this, right? And I could be wrong, but you know, men who are kind of in the friend zone have either kind of made, like, what do you call it, innuendos, or you know, made reference to that I would if I could kind of thing, right?
That's why it's not even worth it.
I would if I could. That almost looked like she just
I would if I could. Like, give me an example.
Like, if you would let me, I'm here to do it, or if I'm the rebound guy or whatever.
But that's every friend. That's every male friend.
Yeah,
ever made.
But when you look at this particular,
ain't no nigga turn down no pussy.
It almost looked like, you know, she was almost kind of taken, like, blindsided by what it was he was talking about.
Well, that's the other side of the coin, though. Like, she could act naive. She knows this guy probably likes her. Exactly. She knows she has the signs that he's attracted to her or he likes her. And
so you go on the show though?
Yo, swinging for the fences. Yeah. Hey,
listen, look, this is how it went. She used to date someone that he knew. They used to be around. He stuck around a little bit because he was still like providing some kind of good or services for her. She drug him along. He was like, fine, I'm here. Let me just cut this off or do something. Like, he went for it. She shot him down. They'll probably never speak again.
Yeah, they got to do like what happens next after that.
Yeah. So I got a question before we move on. Do you think this guy should work on himself to be more appealing to a woman like her, or he should try to shoot for a woman that likes him for the way he is at his current state?
You want to go?
Well, I'll step out there on the fucking plank. Well, they always say go with the one that likes you. I've always heard that before. You know, because when you have to begin to really start now, his physical appearance could have used a little tightening up, right? Let's say when you show, you know, but I mean, in our generation, in our demographic, and even watching young people, you will see people do things totally out of character for the likes or the looks of someone that would be maybe considered a little out of their league, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I do believe that there's a balance there. You do know who likes you, right? You get that feeling, right? Like even, us three sitting here with our wives, your wife likes you. You know what I'm saying? Or liked you when you got it started. You know what I mean? It wasn't you had to work. We each had to do some work to maintain it.
Yeah.
Right. But you knew initially there was a like there. There was a, whether it was maybe they found us physically or maybe our opening lines was just that fire, right? But when somebody likes you, it's easier to kind of, create the story or begin to, build something.
And you can let your guard down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So, but for him, per se, I would say maybe a little, you're not going to want to show up on a TV show scruffed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He probably thought he'd get a little sympathy from him. Like, you ain't gonna do this for all these people. She was like, yup.
All right, but GB, don't run from the question. You threw it at,
Oh no, yeah. That's why I went second. So, my answer's whack. Right. Yeah, both. You should do both. He should work on himself and mess with who like him. But I think first he should work on himself.
Got to work on yourself.
And then while you're working on yourself, she'll come.
As we all are, right? We're all kind of working on ourselves.
Absolutely.
Currently. Even being married and even being in long-term relationships, it's like, you still do work on yourself. You still don't want to look in the mirror and, be super chubbed or
absolutely. Absolutely.
And we're all
My
changing.
wife like watching them little cop and fireman shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chicago PD. NYPD fire, you know what I mean? She watched all them shows.
But so we're all changing. Right?
Yeah,
exactly. And we all have to kind of like adjust to our new selves. Like, yo, man, I looked in the mirror the other day. Super little extra patch of gray I didn't see from before.
Hey.
You dig? And I'm like, okay, well, it's here. It's here, right? I can make some changes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
DM Fat Joe and be like, yo, send me some of that.
Let me paint my face. I love you, Fat Joe.
Yeah, I feel like we always have to be working on ourselves.
But you gotta be working on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and it's only going to benefit you in the future, right? Even if you can't, the women that do like you, they'll like you even more.
Yeah.
Even if you can't get that woman that you like, so work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
Shout out to AD Smith. He put in a message. He said he might have accepted that friend zone, hoping he can
pull it a little closer.
Sneak his way in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he tried to.
That's actually a strategy for some dudes, man.
A lot more than you would think.
Yeah,
right? Hang around.
It's all I see. Like that's all. When I see a dude with a female and they're friends, that's all I see. Our best friend, this nigga's waiting to smash. My best friend doing this. My best friend. Oh, we out. Like that's my friend. All right.
Yeah.
Mess around.
You gotta give him the chance.
Yeah. How many friends did he have, yo? All right, let's go to the next subject. Let's go to the next.
All right. Where we going next?
Let's go to the top of the list. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on the Breakfast Club this week. Shook things up a little bit, yo. We got a couple of clips from her talking.
Okay. All right. So I start from the top.
Yeah. You go to
all right. Okay.
It's like Netflix got everything all messed up right now.
Yeah.
Netflix right now.
Yo, Netflix kind of crashed, didn't it? Like when we were watching it, like
that was a lot happening.
I never seen it buffer like that before.
A lot of movement.
On there. Shout out to them, man. That money, man.
Yeah, you got streamed.
That's a little traffic our way. Yo, how much think would it cost for us to like have Mike Tyson like paint Cigars and Whiskey podcast on his back? Everybody jockeying for every little piece of advertisement.
would have been some heavy racks.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the millies, but it's some heavy racks.
Yeah. Six figures.
Probably like 100 racks.
Yeah.
I think more than that.
More than 100 racks?
Yeah.
Nigga be like, Cigars, what, nigga?
Here we go.
300,000.
You reference Cam as a high value man with a low value, I guess, just a low vibration.
Low functioning.
Low functioning.
Very low functioning.
So what is your definition of high value? Because to me, it just sounds like high value to you is like superficial stuff.
High value just means that it's pretty much like you're making a lot of money. You have a lot of tangible things. You're high value.
Your value is high.
Your value is high, and your monetary value. Your value is high. Meaning, you know, you got a man who's making $100 million, then he's high valued, in women who are superficial. But I'm not knocking y'all, sis. Okay, are very attracted to that. But again, are they choosing the man, or are they choosing the value?
The value.
But some people are so poor, all they got is money.
And so,
you know what I mean?
And that goes to where this is going to be a very, very unpopular opinion, or very popular, but it's going to cause a lot of controversy. I always say, if you realize the most prettiest, beautiful women, many of them, men have put a baby in them, but they made a wife out of them. And I go to the high value men, have put babies in them, but ain't made a wife out of them. Because those women are choosing the value in them, and those men are choosing the low functionality in her. So that's a match made in heaven for them. Even though the fairy tale ends at some point, and everybody goes back to the drawing board and comes into my session and says, because I can't, now these I can't name. I have some very, very A-list celebrity women who come in and say, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I can have any man I want. I'm lonely as hell. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna die alone.
Yeah.
But you have a child. You've been married to this A-list big NBA player. And the relationship is now over. And you feel like you're gonna be alone because you never learned to choose anything of substance. So you were hollow the whole time. So you're not afraid of being alone physically. You're afraid of being alone emotionally because you've been alone this whole time. So you don't even have a relationship with yourself. Anyway. So who you really don't want to be with is you.
So why should we call
being alone is about being with you.
So why should we call those brothers high value then?
Because value, based on how I define it, is just money. Like I'm a high valued woman, right? I have a multi-million-dollar home. I come from the hood. I went from the hood to the hills, but I've accumulated a lot of value, right? I drive luxury cars. I have a certain lifestyle.
She's doubling down on what she's talking about.
Okay.
High value and all that. She said a mouthful.
What are your first thoughts?
I'm following her. Like what she's saying is kind of tracking, you know. High value man is a man of resources, you know. To be an all around high value man, I personally feel like the character has to match.
I agree.
The resources, you know.
Yeah,
because you were saying high value but low functioning, and she just using a lot of words.
Well,
I don't feel like you could be a high value man if you're low functioning. You get the nigga with bread.
Well, you let her call it. It's based on that.
Yeah,
they have resources,
right?
And I believe when Kevin Samuels like repopularized the word or the term, it was a little more to it, than that.
A lot more to it, yeah.
But I think, speaking from a female perspective, and speaking from where she comes from, I think bread is very important to her.
Yeah.
Based on other things that she said in that interview, I think that money is one of the main factors that determine if a man to her is high value. I do believe your character, your ethics, your morals, I think they matter.
Yeah.
I guess in the sense of things like, let's say a Diddy would be high value.
Yeah.
You know, he got
exactly.
You know, he got a lot more money than He's one of the richest black men that are in the United States.
But if he's getting you drunk and drugged up to go sleep with other men and sleep with prostitutes, is he high value?
Well, from her perspective, yeah, he is.
That's where
he might be low vibration or low functioning.
Yeah,
but high value, because that's what she said. She said a guy like Cam Newton, he was high value, but he was low functioning.
Low functioning in the sense of relationships, or like, because
that's what doesn't make sense.
A guy or a woman who's running a multi-million-dollar situation, how could you possibly use the words low functioning for them? Right? They're actually functioning at an extremely high level. You know what I mean? Now,
well, if you're treating the people around you poorly, are you low fun? That's a function of low functioning, right?
You could say that, but we live in a society where your value is you're deemed high value, low value based on your money.
Well, that's people who don't know you.
When you live in a
people who don't know you.
All right, well,
some people know you, and even though you got all the bread, don't even want to be around you. Your attitude sucks, or you just you mad things to be around, or you abusive.
Some people
like that.
Some people, but we live in a capitalistic society, right?
Yeah,
and I know people that will hang around people because they have money.
That's strange.
Or they might have a position in society where they are deemed to be high value, and being next to that person would be beneficial, or they feel like it would be beneficial.
Well,
so
which is life a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
We could kind of turn a microscope on that to say that people are, I don't know, opportunists or things of that nature, but I think that's the way it all works. I feel like who we're with now and the wives that we have, be it they be wives, they are with us for a particular reason or two or three. Right? And I think them as being our wives, we're with them for a reason or two or three. May it be how they help raise your kids, or what kind of safety net they bring to you as you go out on adventures, right? Because as a man, you're kind of always in a hunting and gathering kind of space, and you're like, exploring the wild and things of that nature, right? And when you come home, it's like a sense of safety, a sense of belonging, right? But so I think it's, we're all in this for something. I don't think anybody's in this for anything. Now, I think what's in question, what seems to be, is when none of your kind of safety measures are covered. It's just your habits are sponsored. If that makes any sense.
I think is very important to understand. Most people that watch this interview, or even watch us, right? That the definition, it's subjective to you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, for her, this is I think she's 30 something, maybe 40 something year old woman who is single, no children or anything like that. And her goals,
the doctor.
Yeah. Yes, right? Her goal in life is, like, her passion right now is her career. She's focused on that, right? So her goal is to go out and get it financially, to be as financially successful as she can be. So at this point in her life, the highest value is based on monetary value. You understand what I'm saying? So what might be high value to you or to that woman or that woman might be totally different, because the needs are different. Like, we all don't need the same thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Everybody's needs are different.
Like, her as a woman that might not ever want to get married. She may not ever want to have kids. She might want to focus on her career. And for her, she might want a spouse that is like-minded like her, that wants to go out and get it monetarily. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's very important for people that see these interviews and not put everything into one box.
Can I throw a curveball here?
Sure.
Okay, so let's just say in my little circle of sorts, like there are a lot of women that I know that are high value according to that, monetarily. They have a really difficult time finding companionship or meaningful companionship, right? To where they may look at the guys who are less monetarily endowed than they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But strangely, that doesn't really work out either.
What do you mean?
Meaning, okay, if they have a value in something being high, right? They can't find that. Then they go to the monetary value of being a little lower. That doesn't necessarily work. It's kind of like, when they said like even Halle Berry got cheated on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And I kind of feel like is it this might sound crazy. I don't know. I don't want to say this. Might be a little off. But is it kind of safe to kind of say, like, if you don't get yours early, like the early bird kind of gets the worm kind of thing?
Oh, 1,000%.
Because it seems like people who make it out to the stretch,
Yeah.
right, who make it to the deep water with all their finances and all their, they don't necessarily get.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily walk back with nothing.
Even if they don't work out, they're at least working that muscle. They're at least working on themselves and learning how to be with somebody, rather than, even if a person is on the come up and they're in like little relationships, like maybe last a year or two.
Yeah.
At least they know how to like sort of commit, and they're learning people and they're learning what they like and what they don't like, rather than the person who doesn't do anything and they're just by themselves and they just dating, like they don't even know how to like be with somebody
because
else.
the more you acquire, man nor woman, right? The longer you acquire and focus on what it takes to be the best you. Because the reason why I say that is I feel like the best me has come from compromising with somebody else.
Yeah.
Helping myself as well as me helping herself, keep ourselves in the confines of what it takes to kind of be like an all-around kind of person, you know what I'm saying? And then like, because as you acquire and you grow and you acquire and you grow, like you become more like one-sided a little bit.
That's that's what I feel like is huh?
Inflexible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So see, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but I think women are more or less like that than men, right? I don't think men have a problem building something by themselves, like building their careers and all that shit like that, and then sharing it with a woman.
Right.
Right. I think women are a bit different. I think they become more callous as they get older. And for a woman to do it, it's not really expected, right? For you to start somewhere and ascend by yourself, like women hold in high regard if they do some shit by themselves, if they're independent and they were able to do it by themselves, right? And when it happens, they don't want to. They like, yo, I built this shit by myself. Like, I don't. A lot of times I don't want to share. So that's why I think when it doesn't happen early for them, right? I think there's other factors that go into that also, right? But as time goes by, right, their requirements they become unflexible, right? And their standards and their expectations of what their partner should be, they go up and they become a little bit less flexible. But as they acquire things, like a man, we have multiple examples of men that have built fortunes, gotten married, and got divorced and lost half of those fortunes, right? But you look at all the women that are rich beyond whatever, and they're unmarried. You understand what I'm saying?
I think some of that has this. Well, question: does any of that have to do with the maintenance of the person?
Nah.
Meaning like this, right? You have an NBA star, NFL star, or something like that, right? And okay, you ever look at some of the NBA stars and NFL stars, and you look at their wife, and you're kind of like, like married, like I don't want to say regular, but like
They can say it.
regular.
Yeah.
Oh,
Usually be their first wife. When they get
yeah,
that
maybe
same
their first
contract, they
wives.
gotta level up.
Okay, but
most athletes, their baby mothers are usually the Instagram model type of looking, but then the wives that made it through,
right?
Yeah, they probably like regular.
Because the reason why I say that is because like it's easy to share a fortune with somebody who maybe wants a little something, but is not totally, driven by material things. It's kind of easy to share with them. It gets interesting when a person is like, I want this and I want that. You're not taking me here, you're not taking me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's so I said it on the flip side to with women who have acquired a lot of wealth or things of that nature, and they get the guy. Like, let's just say this, right? This might sound very crazy, and I know I'm gonna get crucified, but a woman who's super rich, if she gets with a guy who at least has a decent career for himself, right? Where, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with you. This is fun on this wild shit, but like I can kind of take care of myself a little bit. Like I'm not looking for you to pay my bills. I'm not looking for you to, buy me food or buy me whatever the case was. I think that kind of, because I think that's where the divide comes, is when the woman feels like that guy is like encroaching on, right? Or maybe feeling he has a say in something that he didn't build.
All right, so can I say one thing?
Yeah, of course.
A woman with no money, does she feel that way?
I feel like a woman with no money feels that way. No, I don't feel like that. I feel like
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
very quickly, they will feel like they have a say in things of that nature.
So, a dude, right? A dude, if he's been single all his life, acquired all the shit that he has. If a woman comes and say, like, yo, if he's not gonna, if he marries that woman, gets with that woman, they get a crib together, she start laying down ground rules in the house. He gonna be like, yo, I got all the shit myself. Nah, I'm not doing it. Nah, he's gonna allow her to do what she needs to do. This is what I'm trying to say. When women get their money, it's their money, right? When men make their money, it's our money. You know what I mean? And I think what happens too is a lot of the quote unquote like the successful girls, the successful women that are out there, they're not, a lot of them are not baddies like that. They're not Instagram models. So they're not the ones in high school that are getting mad attention, right? And I'm generally speaking, right? When you think about all the highly successful chicks that right? They probably weren't like, yo, such and such is fire. You understand what I'm saying? So dudes is not knocking down the door, right? But now when they're successful, they're out of college, they're in their career, they're making money. Now they get that newfound attention, but they already making bread and they don't want to, they like, yo, I went this far by myself. Like, what the fuck I need to do for? And if a dude not bringing what I need to the table, he's not bringing the same thing, or I still want to be treated like a woman. And let's say I make $200,000, like, well, I want to live that type of lifestyle, right? So, but I don't want to pay for it. I make it so the dude that I date or I'm gonna be with should be equivalent to that. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to understand too, you're still that woman, she has the career and everything like that, but she's still not sought after because of what men do. Is like, yo, you fire. I want it, It's like, all right, you all right, but yo, you got bread, you got shit going on. I fuck with you.
Yo,
you understand what? But it's not like, yo, I'm with you because yo, you fire. Like I wanted you for mad long.
I wonder, as the further you go, how easy is that to happen? Let's say two people have nothing.
Because I'm talking about like when you said that even when they go lower, they go low. They go with dudes that are not in their financial bracket.
I feel like
and
those
it still don't work out
because I feel like those men take advantage almost.
Because yo, the chick that's on that dude's level or make less than that dude they fire in the hood still. You understand what I'm saying? Those your fire chicks. So those are the ones that everybody hollering at anyway. They not making mad bread or nothing like that, and they're not high value women, right? But they fire them.
I mean, it sounds like men, our priorities are just not where they need to be. That's what it sounds. That's what you're pitching.
What you mean is that all right?
Because
no, it's not. Our priorities are not where they want to. Because it don't matter what woman you get. Woman is not. Most women are not going to sign up to finance a guy.
No, it's not about financing. It's just about what the temperature of it, what the overall temperature is, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, where, you might have to be a little bit more creative. It might be some other things that drive the ship. But I mean, if a woman is into you, that is what you call quote unquote high value. Mm-hmm. And you're willing to jeopardize that for a woman who is the same or less than you because she's fire. I don't know. I kind of feel like, your priorities may
men do that all the time though.
Yeah, I know. 7 days a week. You know what I mean?
Especially men who
24 hours a day.
Like men who have something are always gonna prioritize.
But no, I think it happens with men who don't have anything either.
The case in point, the video that we watched before with the friend zone, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Shorty is a lawyer, right? And dude is a lawyer also. Let's say he's a doctor, right? Now, she would fuck with him on certain conditions because he's a doctor. Even looking the way he looked, looking a little shabby or whatever like that. Yeah. Like, all right, whatever, right? But she would require him to be like, all right, I'm a lawyer and I make good money, but you make just as good money or better money than I do. So yeah, you're gonna afford me the lifestyle, and I want you to.
Well, she'll see something in him that she could work with. At least you're a high earner.
No,
maybe if I get him in the gym, or maybe I could clean him up and get him a new wardrobe.
Yeah, yes, yeah. She'll see that.
She could see that value. Women want to date men that they feel are better than them.
Okay, but then
so all that cleaning niggas up, dusting niggas up off the street. If a woman worked and got some means and got some bread, like they ain't trying to.
They not, but like, not for this dude, right? But let's just say Brad Pitt walked in there and he said, "Yo, yeah, I work at McDonald's and shit like that, but I'm a young Brad Pitt. I'm 25 years old or whatever. You know what I mean? She's a lawyer, and she makes good money. She might be like, all right, well, he's hot. He's a hot guy, and I will." He doesn't have to finance my lifestyle or whatever, this, that, and the third. But he knows, like, yeah, I'm a young, hot guy. Yeah, I'll fuck with you because you got shit going on or whatever. You're a successful woman or whatever. But I typically don't date women like you.
Like that. That don't really happen. That happened with like that when it happens like that, it's like almost like an opportunist. When the young dude is going after the older woman, like one of J-Lo's husbands, I feel like was mad young. Mm-hmm. Dude dating Cher now is like 50 years younger than her. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like that. It just looks like an opportunity.
Yeah, okay, it could be whatever you want to call it. You can call it
right,
but it all right. It's not the fact that it doesn't go that way.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about like shorties, like how like Cool was talking about. Mm-hmm. Shorty that he make a little money, do all that. When a woman is dating she's using like a posture strainer where the holes is mad big. Mad dudes are sliding through it because if she's making the money, like most people don't make a lot of money like that. I mean, you got to be able to understand that and know like I'm exceptional, and it allows me to really find the person that I like. You know what I mean? Dudes use that. Dudes
for a woman.
For a woman, yeah,
she could do that.
Yeah,
I don't think it works for women a lot of times.
It doesn't work for them because their ego just stays in the way, and they can't really get past the fact that, you know.
I think it works for men that make a lot of money.
It works for men, but men kind of rig the system a little bit anyway.
No,
it just makes it easier for men to have sex with a lot of women and have a lot of baby mothers, and that's where we're gonna bring it back full circle to the Cam Newton and the Nick Cannon situations, where it's like these dudes are high earners. They're not doing the right thing. Like they're not going out and getting the best shorty, even if she's a little young and she's banging and just like scooping her up. They just planting their seed anywhere they can.
It's a double standard, bro.
Okay.
I think we just have to be realistic about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a double standard. Like if we're talking about money and we're just talking about money per se. When it comes to high value women, they don't have the same choices and they can't go about the situation the same as a high value man.
Yeah.
Let's say a high earning man and a high earning woman, right? It doesn't go the same way. And the thing is, I think that some of these high earning women feel like, well, I have the bread, I have this, that, and the third. I'm a catch. But if you're not spending the bag like the same way a man would spend the bag on a chick that, let's say a fucking dudes will spend bread because they know they 40 years old and they got a 27-year-old. And they like, all right, yo, I know she with me for the bread, and I'm willing to do that.
I think the difference is that to a degree, not 100% of the time, but a large majority of the time, a man spinning the bag can force a woman to commit.
Absolutely, but he's okay with that. This is what I'm trying to say. He's okay with that.
A woman spinning the bag, that's not going to guarantee the commitment of
no, it's not.
You know,
it's not.
A man they'll take that money and still do whatever it is they doing. Like, nah, she's spinning the bag. Like, not saying it's 100%. You know what I mean? Clear like that, but if a woman, let's say 30, meets a guy at 45 and he's like stable and has a place, has a house and spending his money and treating you nice, she's gonna sit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If there's a guy who meets another girl who's close to the same age as him and she's spending the money, has a house or whatever, it's not it's not saying I don't want to push my fellas out there like that, but there's a real chance that guy may a couple days later be like, oh, she's just spending the money. Like I'm gonna just, I'm just trick,
instinctively, women think about a family, having a good father that can provide a household, things stability. Like that. So stability.
But like, they get out their own way. They can't get past that money threshold. Like,
well, is it safe to say that men can't get out their own way?
No, well, men can. Yeah, men constantly put themselves in there. Like men clear the way all the time because they're just super fit. Like, you know what I mean? We don't, we'll just date the hot chick until we find something that we like and something that we stick to. Like, we got to understand too, when you're earning money, you earn money in your later years. You know what I mean? Especially if you're working at something. Women's beauty fade, as they get older, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So to get a peer, the peer is always going to get younger. You know what I mean? Her peer, that high earning woman's peer, is looking for a woman younger than her with more beauty and more fertile, honestly, So she should honestly get in the game early, like you said. Yeah. Find someone you like, you know what I mean, and
who likes you, who likes you.
I feel like most women with means kind of skew older men.
Yeah. Possibly.
The older man got means, and you're still a kind of a catch. You're hotter than his first wife, so
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
maybe he can't have no
But
kids no more,
that-
but he don't want to have no kids. He got grandkids. He
Yeah.
ain't worried about all that. You know what I mean?
Ron,
So
can you
that's
see-
where
That's the thing, though. I think that
yeah, AD rocking, y'all.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
can you see what's going on here?
I can't see all of them. Can you
put closer or something like that? 'Cause right now, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't have my readers on.
okay, so
Whiskey.
AD says female that tend to be more financially stable have a way of belittling a man that makes more. So they can never find happiness, I feel. Um I think so. Because the career woman is working with plenty of men that are on the same level, right?
all looking past her.
And you exactly.
Ain't looking at her like, yo, that old lady in the office, like, nah, we good. We going to happy hour, yo. like we out of here. You know what I mean?
Bro, like, yo,
the
honestly,
game.
it's
Well, okay. Can I ask you a question? Is
Sure.
it like let's say you're the likeliness, right? Of let's say, because okay, you know, GB, you're working on, you know, your second kind of go, right? But let's say you think if you never had anybody, you would have met her at the same time.
Yeah, but she would have it would have just been.
It would have been a little different, kind of, sort of,
I
right?
wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have known what I was looking for.
So do you think
somebody.
that, you know, like I said, do you think
I probably
that
would have squandered. I probably would have like abused it or just squandered it.
it's really
and not taking it seriously.
It's really based on your early game, right? Your
Yeah.
early dating and love game or whatever the case was. That because, for instance, and
I think you
I don't
got to be real, man.
yeah, I don't want to say this, you know, to bring any trouble or whatever the case was, but like, okay, if you and I, okay, I don't want to use you, but you and I, God forbid, knock on a whole lot of wood around this place. If our situations didn't work out, I feel that probably you and I could find something faster than the guy that's kind of single right now. Now, I don't know if that's a settling piece, right? Is it a settling piece, or is it kind of like we're kind of conditioned to
I
kind
better
of
not
know
be offered to eat no pussy. I'll tell you that.
on the show like that, right? Just on the show, all reckless. Like, for like if you have a single friend, right? Okay, think of say no names. Think of that single friend you have.
Okay.
Right? Saying he's out there having a good time, saying he's living the dream. If you were to start over today, do you think you could find something faster than that single friend of yours? I believe I could.
I believe I could, right? Because I think I have a
You're a dope guy to say I'm a dope motherfucker.
Not even
No,
that.
but what if your friend has a roster though? What if your friend got a roster? He's like, yo, I got chicks that down to be with me in a relationship.
Right, but I think but
both y'all got stuff from scratch.
But it's building though, right? I think it's like, okay, if you have
But the man that's single around this age he's single by choice. He's not single because he don't got no I feel, you know what I mean? Like dudes is like everybody, come on, dudes got something that they can
some do, but some don't. Well, you know what? It is a little bit easier. It'd be dudes that got issues and problems or whatever, but they still got chicks that willing to fuck with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just gotta
rehabilitate
they just
them.
don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, dudes got, you know, some men don't want to commit. And I feel like once you become a higher earner, you should be a little more apprehensive of committing. Like, look what happened to Tyrese. And Tyrese thought he fell in love. Tyrese thought he found the one. Soon as Shorty popped out that baby, she was out. It was almost like she never liked him really.
Well, I don't think
not
that,
the money. Maybe he is a little weird.
I don't think,
but that she never liked him.
I really don't.
Weird.
I don't think you can get bamboozled like that.
Come on.
I don't think so. I think
that is the high earner's nightmare. To actually fall in love with a woman that's hot and she really don't really like you. You
would kind of know. I don't think these women are that great of.
You'd be surprised, or maybe you get that thirsty.
Yeah, that's okay. That would be a reason.
That's not thirst. That's not thirst.
All right.
Thirst is blinding.
If you take your time, and you properly go through the process of dating this person, getting to know this person, you kind of know who's really into you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not really, you know what I mean? Like, you know who's there for what particular reason.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I think he saw a pretty face, and some dudes are, I'm not gonna say they're reckless, but they might be hopeless romantics. They see a pretty face and they like, yo, I want to put a baby in her. Like, I think she should be my wife. Like, there are guys that's like that. All right.
Those are two completely different statements.
Wait.
I'm gonna put a baby in her and I want to be my wife are completely different statements.
It depends
There's
on the guy.
There's a period after that. It's not a comment.
No.
There's a period after that.
It could be the same guy, right?
Nah.
It's like, yo, this is the woman I want to have. Let me say it different. This is the woman I want to have my children.
Okay.
Right? And I want her to be my wife. Right. Does that sound better? That sounds better, right? But it's the same shit that I just said.
No.
What?
It don't sound better. You're talking about two different things. But all right, good. Let's let cool get
I'm sorry. My bad.
No,
but either way, like, we just assume because these guys are high earners that they're not suckers for love. They're smarter than the average guy, which they're not.
For love. Look at Bernice just said she made $30,000 a night at the strip club. Who was giving her that money? Dudes making money, right? Yeah. They are tricks. Dude with money is tricks. I saw an Instagram post that was like, there's a woman talking, and she was like, don't be mad because dude with money are investing. No, she was like, are you wondering why all the black women in Atlanta look like they have businesses, drive ill cars, and have like ill like houses and apartments? She was like, it's because high earning men are sponsoring these women and they're putting money into them and they're giving them money to start their businesses and to drive cars and do that. Niggas is tricking.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
That's
more
okay.
power to them, man.
More power.
Hell
yeah, more power. Right?
But it's spoiling the pool.
It's not really spoiling the pool.
Yeah, it is, because it's women that seen it. Yo, come on.
All right, let's be realistic. A lot of niggas don't even have access to that pool, bro.
Dirty. You don't have access to it because the pool is growing and growing and growing because there's more people just being spoiled by it.
If you hot enough to get spoiled by that pool, more power to you.
I'll say this: if you're hot enough to be spoiled by that pool, and you decide to take the money and start a business, I got almost double
then you got some old nigga that is calling you to smash whatever you want, and now you can't even really get in a real relationship with somebody, or you.
That's that person's life.
Yeah, you know,
we live in a capitalistic society.
Yeah, but
like, you got to make your choices.
But that woman could have been.
She is stripper anyway.
No, we're not talking about strippers. We're talking about.
You just said strippers that get financed.
I didn't say strippers. I said women in Atlanta. I didn't say strippers once.
Didn't he start with strippers?
I don't think I said no. I said Bernice Burgos.
Started with Bernice Burgos.
Yeah, but she made $30,000.
Yeah, but she was the bartender.
Oh, okay.
But then I pivoted into the women in Atlanta. Those women aren't strippers. These are dudes just tricking.
Like I said,
okay.
You know,
everybody's not getting access to that.
Yeah, it's the game. It's the game.
All right.
We're all playing it. One way or the other, married, single.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
So Cuddy ended up winning. Cuddy won.
Cuddy always kind of wins.
Yeah, nah. It's
dude spending the money. Just
Cuddy wins.
Nah, I mean,
all right, so listen,
you got to deal with your shorty that
your
you
household
with.
in your household date. You know, your daily life. Cuddy don't win.
No, I'm talking about Cuddy and dead presidents.
I'm talking about I got some Cuddy last.
Oh no! I'm talking about Cuddy and dead presidents.
Yeah.
Dude coming around tricking, giving the money. A dude coming home to his wisdom. You know what I mean? Instead of her, like, you know, just making dude, she took the money from dude, and now it's just
only person get some Cuddy in his
house. The whole
me.
situation is tore up.
Everybody's not in that everybody's not in that category, right? And this is what I want people to understand. Don't get triggered when you hear shit like that. Like dudes, like I think a lot of dudes get triggered when they hear like, oh, like they don't really have access to certain women because they don't have enough money, or they don't have this, or they don't have that, right? Or they're not high value. Trust and believe, there are beautiful women that make great money, that make regular money, that make no money, right? So there's enough women that you have access to, and the ones that you don't, yo, I'm not gonna say, like whatever, they over there, you not over there, you over there, you somewhere else.
So you ain't worried
Fuck them.
about,
you know what I mean? Like,
so you're not even worried about the sisters that are making the mistake of being concubines for niggas.
That's the decision you make.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the decision you make. Like, if
fuck them, right?
If you no, it's not fuck them, but
twice.
If your thing is coming up and your thing is bread, and you value bread over everything else, that's on you, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, certain people, they don't know how to love, right? And they will never know how to love, right? Like, there are women out here, there are men out here that will never know the love of their kid telling them they love him. My son told me he loved me 3 times before he got out the car.
What's up? Hard work, Pops.
It's people out there that'll never hear that. And the reason why is because they so focused on themselves that they can't even think of another love. They love themselves. They're in love with they're in love with what they have, or bread, or themselves enough that they'll never experience that type of love. And it's just, that's just how their life is gonna be. And that's the choice that they made. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to bite them in the ass later on in life. It's some people that will never have the experience of a woman or a man, a husband or a wife telling them, yo, I love you, or whatever, or that cares for them that much. And that's just how their life is gonna be.
Big damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Like, yo, speaking, like, I watched some more of this interview, and I listened to her, and I listened to the way she talked, and like, some people's conditions come with a price tag. Like, basically, she was basically saying the requirements for her is somebody that's trying to get money like she get money.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much
trying to date one of the niggas that she's trying to diagnose.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
to me too.
If Cam Newton said, yo,
yeah,
I'm giving up all these chicks I'm fucking, and forget about my baby moms, I'm gonna just be with you. Mm-hmm. As much shit as she talked to this nigga or about this nigga, she'll be with that nigga. Yeah. It's like, yo, bro. They choose what they want, right? And it is what it is. And if they feel like at this moment that's fulfillment for their lives, it is what it is. What'll happen in the future? Who knows? Yeah. Maybe they may be okay. Maybe they'll regret it. I think most of them will regret it. But it's just like, it's their life to live.
There it is.
There it is, my boy. We ain't talk about the election though.
No, we
Listen, Ron, if you want to go there, I'm here, man. Let's
go to the election. What up with that TikTok one?
Well, okay, you sent something via TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I felt the election went. Like, Donald Trump won.
Yeah.
The U.S. election. He's gonna be the 47th president.
Right.
I voted.
Okay. Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Kamala.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I got pressure from the household.
So you didn't want to?
Nah, I didn't want to. I wasn't going to.
Okay.
I kind of wasn't even gonna. I wanted to vote for Trump. I ain't had the heart to.
Well, listen,
I was kind of home.
You were the last one on the podcast talking about you gotta vote. It's a cop out if you don't. That was
and I was sitting home, yo. And I'm like, you know what? New York is showing up anyway. New York is gonna go blue anyway. So you know what I mean? It don't matter much anyway. So let me go put a little drop in the bucket and put a little penny in the fountain for.
Okay.
But that night,
That's a cop out.
It is a cop out, yo. I mean, listen,
so
I didn't.
You didn't vote for her because you really wanted to, basically.
No, I didn't vote. I voted
all
for
right.
her.
You
wife.
said it's corny not to vote.
Yeah.
But it's not corny just to vote because you feel pressure from.
It is corny, but it happens. I need to keep the peace in my house, bro.
That's your own.
Oh,
that's
man.
that's your.
I know.
You can
That's
keep
totally
it to yourself.
contrary for what you were talking the last time you were here.
No, I was saying vote. I was saying just make a decision. Just do
Rock
something.
the vote.
Rock something.
That's what you're
like,
talking.
yo,
Rock the vote.
Listen, I mean, honestly, that's the kind of way it went. I feel like one of the reasons why she didn't win was low turnout. A lot of people are uninspired. A lot of people stay on the couch. And another reason I feel like she didn't win.
Why are we making excuses?
One more thing, too. Mm-hmm. The people that she was campaigning to don't vote.
I probably would agree.
Okay.
A lot of people don't vote.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming to find out.
Like, yo,
you gonna share? You gonna share with us? Will you press the button for it?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Okay.
Yeah, vote.
I'm gonna keep it to myself, right?
Right.
But we gotta understand, like, yo, we're talking about why she didn't win, or why she lost, or whatever. Keep in mind that 4 years ago, she didn't win the primary.
Yeah.
Right.
She wasn't gonna be on the Democratic ticket. And it's not like she lost, she was second place or something like that.
Yeah.
She was like, she didn't, you understand what I'm saying? So to believe that she was going to win, I think they make it look like a good fight. Cause you have to,
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, they made it look like that.
I believe that, because you know what I mean? Like, cause all right. So it's not like nobody, it was like, she's a woman of color, or she's black, or she's this. Like, we knew all this about her already, right? But we knew about this 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter, right? When we had
it didn't have to matter. A little bit.
What do you mean?
Right, because there was another guy on the top of the ticket, right? She was just kind of like,
all right. I guess if the Democrats have a old white guy, then it don't matter,
it just
right? But now let's like, because we like, you think about it. This is what people need to think about it, right? Why didn't nobody say how black she was and how HSBC she was when she ran the last time, when she was trying to get the Democratic ticket?
I don't think she even got that far to even play that card. She got skunked, like,
because it didn't matter, because it wasn't going to help her. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't.
And it could have been a matter of strategy. It's like, all right, everybody's saying this guy's racist, so say that you're this or whatever, because it's like, it'll make
it's the anti.
You know what I mean? But the bottom line is that she didn't do well in the primary. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, how she have a chance if she didn't win the primary?
No, it was a dub. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But people,
she performed poorly all the way around in the
they would have you believe
everything. Yeah,
that is this demographic of people's fault, this people's fault, that people, like, yo, bro, like, mad people was going to vote for her, and like, yo, bro, she didn't win.
It wasn't happening.
Yeah, bro. It's like, yo, bro.
So why do you think she lost?
The reason why I think she lost is the fact that if you're trying to get the votes of, let's say, black men or men in general, because it was a bunch of shit coming out with black men, but I think 92% of black men voted for her, right? But it was like, Obama comes out, he's shaming black dudes,
all that shit worked.
All that, all that good stuff or whatever.
Michelle Obama came out and told the women, don't worry about what your husband's voting for. You vote for your own thing.
Yeah.
And that should work.
I guess so, right?
Does our vote even matter?
But the thing is, if you're running, what are we hearing about all the time? I feel like a big portion of her campaign push was based on women's rights and reproductive rights. And for a man, black, white, whatever color,
Doesn't really matter to step.
it doesn't matter to
We
them.
don't give a fuck.
Because if you don't want to have the baby and she want to have the baby, she's gonna have the baby
anyway.
right?
Yeah, we
If
never
she
had a
don't
choice
want to
anyway.
have the baby and you want to have the baby, she not having the baby. So it don't matter to
Welcome to the club.
you. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if all your commercials are that, but then you're saying you're not getting the support from this demographic, how you expect that to correlate?
Well, I truly believe that that's politics at the high level anyway. I don't think there is a huge understanding of what's going on to necessarily make the everyday person make it to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning and on the work. Which is this year was the first time I've ever really thought about all of those people, all of those years telling me it's about your local elections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've heard that for many, many, many years of my life. Strangely, somehow it resonated with me this particular year. Because I looked at both of them, and I could say that okay, if I had to look at both of them, 1 and 2, I could say maybe Kamala had a little bit of more of an understanding of where I am and where I come from. If I had to just look at the two of them, not just based on her being black, just based on her not being born in of extreme means or a lot of means, right? Or maybe having spent some time in an urban area per se. Maybe not all the time. I don't really, know the stories all the way per se. But at the end of the day, I think to kind of bring your point into perspective, yeah, a lot of your points were women's rights, which don't necessarily have, all the more to deal with me. It's just, yeah, I think, it was, I think it was a, decent fight fought in 100 days of campaigning, and I think it was 100 days or 100 or some odd days or whatever.
You know what I wondered about though?
And,
I wonder how did Indian people feel?
I'm not sure. They didn't speak very much, but I will say that for me, I think it was like the country chose who they wanted to represent them, and when you see the figure on which the country wanted to represent them, I don't know. It kind of just makes you feel like, well, that's who you guys want. I don't know. This is a weird one for me, a very big weird one for me.
I don't know. I don't think it's that weird. If I was her campaign manager, this is what I would say. I would say, yo, we not focusing on whether you're black, Indian, Southeast Asian.
I don't think she focused on it. I think made like it was the narrative. I just think it was like an unspeakable narrative that she would be the first female, that she is black, that those are the things she couldn't really walk away from per se.
Trust and believe. They
spent too much time trying to prove it to us.
They create the narrative, right?
So the other side,
her campaign, they know what they want to run on. You understand what I'm saying? It's up to them to if they have the money, they can create whatever the narrative they want, right? And I feel like, all right, I'd be like, yo, we're not disputing whether you're black or you're Indian, whatever, right? Because if they think you black people gonna vote for you regardless, or they're gonna vote Democratic or vote for you. So we're gonna stay away from that. We'll stay away from that, right? Now, if you want, we don't have to do the whole, you're gonna alienate white men, right? You're gonna alienate Indians, right? White people in general, if you just keep going on this black shit. Black people, we represent about 13% of the population,
and they just had the laser on us.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
good to get the little problem. I'm like, what you want
like,
from us?
It's
like,
like,
I'm
yo,
not even voting. So like,
yo, bro,
what we gonna do?
You a Democrat, and they think if they even think that you're black,
I don't pass that, GP.
They are going to vote for you. So just leave it at that, right? I think that all that I'm down home cooking, mom is cooking, all that shit. Nah, dudes want to
think
see
this is
like,
gonna
yo,
be the last
you
election.
dead ass serious, bro. You dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Like, yo, especially for Indian men who who come from countries that are like relatively
but their population is more than ours, though.
I understand.
But wait, I don't.
White men.
I don't
also,
think that she wasn't dead ass serious. I didn't get not dead ass. I didn't get that she wasn't serious.
I would never talked about cooking. We don't care. Like,
Well,
don't talk about no cooking. What you gonna do at war? We're in the middle of 2 wars. We're a couple of wars, bro.
No, but she
almost all the way down
what she was gonna say. She was gonna do. She was acting like she was just gonna be an extension of this regime, and
which
that kind of doomed her up. Like, that kind of doomed her.
That's the thing. For a person,
everybody wanted some change.
For a person who did 4 under one situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into the second situation thinking we about to do one. Well, I don't know what they knew behind the scenes, but let's just say from the outside looking in, I'm rocking with you on the first 4. The next 4 we geared up to get it popping.
Yeah,
you bounce. I almost think it would be that you would be an extension of the regime because you never.
Why though?
Because
if you think the 4 went that well, right? Because let's be clear, right? Let's just say Biden is well, and then she probably wouldn't run. She might run for VP. She might be his running mate again. But let's just say if they're both candidates for the Democratic ticket, she's gonna go against everything he did anyway.
You watch sports.
But all right, if it went well, you ride with it. But if it didn't, if people said it didn't go well, why are we riding with that?
Well, I don't think that many people. I don't think everybody was thinking it didn't go well. I just think everybody thought it was just nothing.
A lot of people had a problem with the way the economy was.
I would just say this:
a lot of people had a problem with immigration.
You watch sports, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you are the assistant coach and you start the season, right, and you guys are playing games, your head coach gets fired, you become the interim head coach. Not a lot of them walk into day one saying, I'm going to change up everything. I'm going to change up the offense. This is how we're going to run it.
Well, if you're trying to keep your job, you will.
Hold on. No.
If you're trying to get that head coach job and not be an interim coach, you better.
You can't. The dude got fired. The dude before you got fired. He got fired because of the way things were going. And that what made you the interim, right?
But listen, Joe didn't get fired.
I know he didn't get fired.
Okay, so now that makes a big difference.
He kind of did.
If you're the assistant coach, you come into work one day, your head coach somehow, let's say, gets hit by a bus, and he's out of here. Because I'm just saying, if you look at it in that term, it's not like Joe just had a scandal or something. It was kind of like I don't know what happened to. Now, mind you, something behind the scenes could have been happening where they knew it was. I don't know. I'm just saying according to the public,
right.
It was like he was here one day and then all of a sudden, I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it no more. And now here you are. It may have been in your best interest to just kind of continue to plan. Like, for instance, if you're that coach, you're not going to start trading anybody the next day that you're up to. You're going to look at the roster. You're going to look at the offense that was in play. You're going to look at things that are going around. You're going to look at the staff, and what you're going to try to do.
You're going to do the same thing the coach fired.
No, the coach didn't get fired. Stop saying that.
No, we're talking.
I'm saying if you are the assistant and something up and happens to your head coach to where now you walk into the locker room and it's just you and everybody else, you may look at the blueprint that was in front of you to see if it's possible that it can go forward. Now, a few games
what if it wasn't working though?
He was getting fired before he got hit by that bus. He just got hit by that bus before he got fired.
We got an inflation problem. We got mortgage rates that is, which in turn helps with mortgage rates. Border problems and funding for aid and everything like that is going towards illegal migrants coming over to the country, right?
They got two wars
going on at the same time.
That
they're allocating money.
Some people are calling one of them a genocide, and the other one, some people are just calling it a proxy war that we're funding. And a lot of people are having a nationalistic attitude, like, yo, let's put America first. Let's take care of ourselves first. Like, we work to get here. let's stay fly for a little while. Like let's work on ourselves for a little while. Then we can help them again.
I'm with you.
But let's just help
I'm with you.
ourselves for a little while.
I'm with you, but there's
You know what I mean?
there's always been a war.
Right.
Every time, there's never not been a war.
Nah, it kind of wasn't.
I have a cousin that's in the U.S. It's always been one.
I got you.
I've seen it deployed.
Right.
10 times. It's always been a war. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, immigration has been a thing for a very long time. It's never.
Yeah,
it's not a new thing.
We turned a blind eye to it at record numbers.
Oh,
I voted for Shorty.
I'll just say this. I'll say this. The
You
country
know,
has chosen. America has chosen
by a landslide too. Like he won
by a real good degree.
Let me ask you a
and we're
question.
gonna see
Spanish
what
people
happens.
know
That's all I
something
can
that we
say.
don't know that black people don't know.
What's that again?
Spanish people know something that black people don't know. Spanish people really were the difference maker on this one. They kind of went with Trump on this.
Yeah, I saw the guy at the car wash. He had a Trump little hat on.
Yeah. They know something that even if they know like some people that represent their ethnicity is gonna get deported and targeted, but they looking at it like, nah, we rather be up on the him still. Like there's something about, you know, the middle of the country knows something that the outskirts don't really know yet. And it's showed by like a landslide. But you know, let's see what happens, yo. We got 4 years of a new president.
All right, let's see what happens.
You know, yeah. So that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
We go back to IG.
All right.
Let's go to Denzel, man. He made a little news this week, yo. Go to that first, that one.
This one?
Right there.
Okay.
I was kind of looking forward to watching this movie, yo, until I heard this news.
What?
Denzel says Gladiator 2 cut his gay kiss from the movie.
And he was okay.
Wait,
all right.
Confused.
I think there's a second slide to that.
Hold on.
Where he had like a quote. So Denzel at this big age feel like he got to kiss niggas to be on the fucking screen.
All right. It says, I actually kissed the man in the film, but they took it out. They cut it. I think they got chicken. I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that. I killed him after 5 minutes. About 5 minutes later, it's Gladiator. It's the kiss of death. Okay. I guess that's the only way Denzel could do it. You know, like
they tried something. And I feel like they got smart. They cut. If people would have got word that Denzel Washington was gonna kiss a man in the movie
after all these years,
nobody would have seen that movie. Nobody would have. His target audience wouldn't have went out and saw that movie.
I heard like Denzel is like one of the only untainted
until now
Hollywood actors that never bless you that never kind of went in that direction and took that, you know, went that way.
Is there such thing? Is there such thing as the untainted? Like, why he feel like he gotta do that? And his son is in the game. Like he's like,
all right,
he's the elder statesman. Like now, like he's the one. Like he's
where's Gladiator supposed to be?
Rome.
Oh yeah, I'm saying
Rome,
it was a. I think it was a lot of homosexuality.
Right,
well,
could have good kiss.
Definitely in Greece, right?
Could a good kiss on the cheek could have got that same point across. Not that that's any better, but
yes.
I mean, like,
absolutely,
that could have made
much better.
That could have got the point across.
That definitely could have.
And you know, maybe on the set, man, maybe it just didn't go right. Maybe those producers just said, "Oh, Jesus!" Like, I don't know about that one.
Yo, we ain't trying to see all that, man.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'm surprised that they, in this day and age,
he's old.
That they cut.
Too. He's not even like, you know.
No, because they know, like, once. Listen, there's a Marvel movie called The Eternals, and there's a scene where dude that played Paperboy and ATL. He has a scene in that movie where he's a gay superhero and he kissed a dude. And it's like that movie performed poorly with Marvel. Because like once people got
he's gay in real life, right?
No, I think he's just extra
like he's just like kind of like he's on the spectrum. I don't.
But like think about
he's a great actor though.
No, he's good. But let me ask you a question.
Role,
I thought he was.
But let me ask you a question.
A homosexual in real life.
Since that particular situation, what else has he been in?
He's been in some shit.
He's been in a few movies.
Really? Godzilla,
Nothing that's crossed my path.
He was in a movie with on the train with Brad Pitt or one of those.
That was after that?
Yeah.
I believe so.
He been in some movies.
I stand
Wasn't he in the Transformers too?
I don't know. Fuck
Yeah.
Transformers after.
Yeah, I just saw that news. I thought it was a little jarring. I was like,
Weird.
you know,
I'm very surprised. I'm surprised
Weird.
they took it out. Like
I
if
just think
they
it's
had Denzel on camera,
why are you
doing that?
Why are you doing that?
You know how many other actors that they could use that on and say, "Yo, Denzel did it."
But why are you doing that? As Denzel, why are you doing that? Like,
I think some of these actors, and I'm assuming at this point, I think he's the consummate, like top level A-lister actor. Like he's top of the craft. And it's like, yo, all right, why not? I could do that. It's just acting. That's how a lot of these guys think about it. Like,
yeah, but you're like holding the door open for your son to come in after. Like, it's like, so now you're just saying that for your son to really get that next, like he has to play a role like that, where we're actively telling.
He probably will. Where he's at and where the world is.
Listen, I could see his son doing it before he did.
Yeah.
Somebody had to do
Yo,
it.
I don't know if anybody watched this. That Tyler Perry series, that limited series that he has. I think it's called Beauty in Black. And that
My
shit
wife
is
was watching that. And
it's super homosexual.
Yeah, I couldn't do it with her. Like when she was on the bed, he was like, "Yeah, let's like F," and I'm like, "Oh God, like let me leave."
Yeah, and
you go on ahead. Let me.
So for Denzel to do, I don't know at this point, and this is what it is, right? It gets you to the point where this guy will he'll go all the way. Where it's like that series had bisexual strip clubs and gay shit going on, niggas naked, like gay sex scenes and all that crazy shit. So now when you see Denzel, they said he had a kiss and it was a kiss of death in the movie. It's like, oh, that's light. You understand what I'm saying? So it's crazy how this dude Tyler Perry really came on some church shit and really came in and like snaked the whole game and like, nah, I ain't on no church shit.
It's not
some gay.
It's not that crazy.
I'm just saying,
everybody saw it coming.
It definitely.
I don't know
been
how
a
I know
little...
what to see it coming. The dude literally came in the game wearing the dress on some shirt. Like everybody seen it coming. That's why we was acting the way we was acting.
I just think it
smelled the rat a long time ago.
Kiss on the cheek would have
surely,
got, and you know that's a little bit of a stretch, but a kiss on the cheek would have surely got the forehead. Surely got the point across.
Yeah, New Jack City, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Nino give G Money the kiss of death before he
surely
killed him?
got the point across.
It wasn't.
This is Rome. This is glad you gotta do it. You know, you gotta go all out.
Guess what? Let's just say the script is presented to you, right? It's in there. You look at the words. You're like, oh, okay. You know, my first thought to the producer, I would have thought about it. Kiss of death. All right, let's make the film a certain way. Bag, lots of money here. I'm working, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Everybody does things for money. Because if they weren't, they would do it for free. None of them are doing it for free. They're all doing it for compensation. Now, whether or not they're driven by the compensation is another thing. But I feel like he's not doing it for free. He's not doing it for, you know.
I don't think he's not working for free, but
he's not doing
I
it
think
for
it's more about the art. The art.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'm just saying, if these words were on the thing, let's say you're doing it for the art, but that's not where your human values lie per se, right? I don't want to fuck up the film. This is a good opportunity, you know. Hey, producer. All right, listen, I see that. You know, that's not really where, you know, I'm at. You know what I mean? 9 to 5, I'm not really there. You know what I mean? You think we could forehead?
Yeah, rewrite.
Denzel is known.
You feel what I'm saying? Even in my brain, it's still like a little. Yeah, that's far, but like flat on the lips is kind of like
you're going too far.
Biggs, you're going too far.
No, but Denzel is known for improvising. Like I heard someone that was on set talk about that whole King Kong scene at the end of Training Day was like improvised, like all that.
Really?
Was it? Yeah, like King
I
Kong
don't
had
believe
nothing on.
That shit was
Pelican
too classic.
Bay, all that. He improvised a lot of that, and he was like, when the scene was over, he would probably like yo, did you get that? Because that's all I got.
If
So
that's the
maybe he
case,
was
though,
freestyling and was getting busy, fighting scene, killing dude, and he just kissed the nigga. Like he just improvised, just went ham. And
I
they
would
was like,
say
yo,
this.
we don't need all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Biggs, you got too far.
He just went for it. You know what I mean? He was in the moment.
Okay, let's use that. You think it would take 30 years for that to happen? On the 30th year, it's like I'm gonna.
Well, you know,
It's a
the
guy.
the conspiracy theories are gonna come out, and even me, I would call myself that. And all right, he's playing a king in ancient Rome as a black king or
Were there?
emperor, right? And now he has to
Were
do
there?
something
He
gay.
got busy.
No, before I'm saying history has shown that before, you know, there were, you know, Africans or
Yeah,
people
you
of
get
African
busy.
descent to teach, you know, how things should go. Teach them government, teach them different shit. So, but they put a black king or emperor, whatever, of Rome in the movie, and he has to have a gay scene.
That part.
Well, apparently,
Why
maybe
couldn't
they
do
didn't
one of
have
them
it in
niggas?
there. It sounds like he did, like you said, did it on his own. They cut it. Or maybe it was an
Yeah.
idea while.
Maybe they said, yeah, that came in when it was all Europeans and it was European kings. They started doing
I
homosexuality.
wonder
know.
what Cat Williams
But
got.
listen, more
for
than
us for
anything,
next year.
more than anything, right? Let's just say this, right? Let's raise the bar a little bit here on this question. What is the point of him mentioning
That
they cut
part.
it?
Yeah, it could have just
If
been.
I had to
something.
sympathize for him, it's like these niggas made me do it and didn't use it. I'm telling. Like maybe it's like, yo,
That's not
they
his
asked
style,
him to
though.
do it.
That's
It's
not
not
even
his style. It's not his style.
He's so high.
But
That's
you
so
know
high
niggas get
ranking.
cranky when they get older.
Yeah, he's so high
No.
ranking in the
That
world.
sounds like something that a story that would come out 10,
Yeah.
15 years later.
Yeah.
That somebody's on the scene, like, yo, we was on the scene and they had a scene.
Yeah, they had a
That's the
scene.
Quincy Jones story.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones was telling all them stories on the
Movie ain't even come out yet, right?
Quincy Jones. Yeah, he used to tell mad stories about them old niggas freaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Freaky.
Yo, this is a Quincy story. Quincy died, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace of Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones left each of his kids $81 million each.
That shit is crazy.
And some people have a problem with that.
Well, you know what?
Who have a problem with that?
People were saying that you could have left it to people who needed like $81,000. I mean, $81 million is too much for anybody anyway. You should have gave some to charity. They didn't need all that.
Turn the
I
comments.
think
on.
famously, like Bill Gates said that he's not gonna give his kids all his money. Jeff Bezos kind of says all the rich people kind of humanitarianly say that
bullshit.
they're gonna donate most of their money. So he didn't give it to an institution, a library, building, anything like that. Maybe he did while he was alive.
Yeah,
but that money,
first of all,
he left
those guys that
Mhm.
you're talking about,
Okay.
they could give majority of their money to charity and still give over $80 million to each of their children. Anyway.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Got you.
So that's bullshit.
So why not leave all that money to their children and just keep their name going?
Giving it to your children doesn't keep your name going.
No, it doesn't.
You give it to
Giving
institutions.
it away,
Yeah,
giving it to
yeah.
institution keeps your name going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that in turn helps. That's going to help your children anyway, regardless. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so when they need something and their name is that they have is on a building or something like that,
Mhm.
there's a favor that's owed to that.
He could have
family.
he could have sponsored like a music studio on every HBCU.
yeah, but
or
I do
something.
feel like
Not
this,
the same
right?
to do with his money.
I
would've
do
did the
feel
same
like
thing.
if I'm not mistaken, I think that Quincy had, good responsible children, right? Where you didn't never hear anything, negative or positive. The only thing you heard was that one day.
Seemed like they was doing their things, huh?
Yeah, they were, kids, and if you make a lot of money, leave it to your children. But also, too, don't ever forget about how many people made money off of Quincy Jones. He spent a lot of money. I'm sure a lot of people have had very long-lasting careers and made money off of shows and I'm sure a lot of people made money off of the particular name.
Yeah.
You think the majority of his money came from the Thriller album?
You know what, bro? I couldn't really even tell you where. Okay, let's maybe Thriller. Okay, Thriller is one of the highest selling albums of all time.
It's supposed to be right?
The highest selling album of all time.
All time. Yeah.
But
I wonder,
isn't he behind? Isn't he executive producer of the Fresh Prince too?
Come on, don't compare that shit to Thriller, nigga.
I'm just saying.
I mean, don't get me
big-
wrong. It's made some chick. It made some cheese.
It made some money, but it's like,
you know, he had a lot. He had a diversified
So to leave, how many
portfolio.
kids? Well, I don't know how many kids.
I think
Yeah,
it's
how many-
8. I think it's 8.
that's crazy.
He has some bad.
That's
kinda changes
600
things.
million.
He has some
That's
chicken.
over $600 million, bro.
He has some chicken.
81 to every kid. They know they got some kids.
That's
Right.
like $650 million.
Yeah. $1 million.
Well, you know, if you told me that producing Thriller gave you that much money, and the Fresh Prince, let alone the other sneaky things he's probably done, and he had some albums himself, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yo, was Thriller Michael Jackson's best album?
Yeah.
in terms of
Just best to
I
your
haven't-
ears.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't heard all of Michael Jackson's albums, and I would probably bet that is the best one.
Cool.
There's not a skip on Thriller.
I like Off the Wall a lot because it seems so.
That would be the only one that I would even compare.
So bad is not.
bad. Bad wasn't bad either. Bad had a lot of joints on there too.
It was commercial.
Got a little bit more.
It lacked-
Bad
Well,
sounds
rock
like
and
when
rock
Michael
and
Jackson
soul.
got to live.
Yeah,
like,
rock played a little.
Yeah.
The rock star image.
when
came
Quincy
into play
speaks
a little.
about Bad, he speaks about it like that's the first album that him and Mike weren't in the studio for.
Yeah, he's
Mike
gonna-
sent him that music,
Mhm.
and Quincy like touched it up remotely. But
Yeah.
everything else, Quincy was right there, and that's where it sounded a little different. But
Yeah, that's
You going
where
with-
that's
you going
where
with
his
Thriller?
bread came from. Michael Jackson albums.
Yeah, that's where it came from. There you go.
right,
Yeah, yo, that nigga was necking. He was aligned with Michael, bro.
yeah.
Guess what, you know that's all right, but guess what? You left them kids that much money. I mean, shit. What else are you supposed
that
to
whole
do with
fucking
it? You know,
orchestra
like,
shit, whatever. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But the Mike albums
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
Secret Garden and shit, right?
yeah. That's cool. All that shit is cool. It's a fire record, but
Tevin Campbell, let's
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
let's go.
No, man, leave your kids. You know,
Tamia,
I can never
Nah, Quincy
say
used to
anything
bring
bad
them out,
about
though,
leaving
yo.
your children the money that you made. All right, because
Yeah.
you know what, 81 million can take each
what
one.
they say?
Of
Oprah
8.
gonna leave her money to the dogs?
Lord knows.
That's what I heard.
Give it to Stedman, man. Let Stedman rock
that
out.
shit sound crazy. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, yo, these people would never know what like real love is. I'm telling you, like,
You
yo,
don't think? Oh, you don't think Oprah knows real love with Stedman? That's got to be real love, right? That's got to be.
maybe it's probably some companionship love.
But closest to it, closest to real love that I think anybody in her position. Well, in her position can.
Why
Don't
not
get me
have
wrong, life
what-
is good.
Why you gotta
Stedman
have
ain't complaining.
why you gotta have closest to real love? Why can't you just have real love?
Well,
Like,
that's what
why-
I went with. You didn't give me the.
So what are you
gave me
alluding to? Because she didn't have any children?
Hmm?
What are you alluding to? The
She's
fact
got
that
no
she
kids.
didn't have
Well,
any
having
'cause
children,
she's common law.
having children is like unconditional love.
Maybe she couldn't have children.
So, so just because they didn't cross the threshold and get married, then they're not really in love just because
I
they
just-
didn't go to the institution.
Oprah could have definitely got
marriage?
married.
Well, I'm talking
65
about
times
kids.
if she wanted to.
I'm talking
Yeah, I
about
know.
kids.
Yeah.
What?
Cut the bullshit. You talking about kids, right?
Well, I'm talking about kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not talking about Stedman. We talking about
You ain't gonna leave your estate to your husband. Like, you know what I mean? Like you guys amass your fortune to probably leave to your heirs.
yo. If
your
I was a
heirs.
woman, I wouldn't have kids.
Well, I'm
That
just
shit
saying.
like it hurts,
Do
yo.
you think that?
So I don't be knocking women
honestly,
for having
brother,
kids, yo.
honestly, do you think if she could have? You don't think maybe there might be a chance she couldn't have?
I'm just
And you
going by.
shaming her.
I don't know that.
I'm just saying, I'm
I
just
don't know.
thinking.
She might not be able to.
I just
Right?
feel like.
Welcome to misogynist and whiskey.
Yeah, let me stop. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just. I'm not assuming.
Next week I'm back
like, yo,
behind the board. I'm just curious.
I'm
I was
just
just
gonna.
curious.
I'm gonna assume that she can have children. I'm not gonna assume that she can't have no kids.
She
I'm
gets
just
a
saying it's
selfish
not
fuck,
a
right?
possibility.
She's
She
a
might not want to.
selfish fuck, right? Okay. All
All
right,
right,
we get to it.
most women with money are though.
Yeah, most people with money are.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, it is what it is. So
So you want to leave your money on nothing? What would you sponsor? What would you have? Like, what if you have to leave the world a gift and money wasn't an object on your way out? What would you leave?
and not leave it to my kids.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about that. They can get everything.
No. They could get everything, but what if your tax guy was like, "Listen, you kind of can't give them everything. You have to, because they're gonna pay all this money in capital gains tax. Give them this much, so you got money that you can just do whatever you want to?
I would
What would you do?
I would go direct to people. I would go directly to people.
That'd be dope, yeah.
Like yo, I would literally like I would do like what some of these dudes do on the internet. I might go somewhere and be like, yo, I left my wallet somewhere. Yo, can you buy this? This is $2. I'll that and the third. And if they do it, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna give you $1 million. I would do some shit like that.
That shit would never work, yo.
Huh?
That shit would never working for me. I'll be giving people the money too.
Nigga would make,
I'm too hungry.
yo, he would make mad degenerate gamblers out here. Niggas quick habits.
Whatever, bro.
For me, I think I would try to focus on a couple things. Well, one, I would think about schools somehow, some way. Like, even though it seems to be schools have a lot of what they need,
Mm-hmm.
I think about certain schools like think about it. When you're in school, right? Like there's a currency, like unspoken currency about things, right? It's kind of like if you have, it's about to sound so superficial, but like what makes a popular kid in school? In your mind?
Popular kid.
Besides being maybe tall. Maybe taller than most, or body,
social,
or whatever.
Big family, personality.
Yeah.
Sports. Some of it's material.
Sports, clothes.
Clothes. Yeah.
Right. I think I would think about kind of closing the gap a little bit, as far as, making sure every kid has what they need to be like successful. Not that they have everything else. They have, they have a guidance counselor, they have a social worker, they have a psychologist. Those are three people that can aid certain things. But there's certain things that you just can't get, like, when it's Christmas time or whatever, and everybody comes back with their fresh stuff, maybe I would sprinkle some money there to kind of like, I would have the social worker be like, yo, who's the kids, man, who don't really have, or whatever the case was. Let's make sure they got some new coats and some new this and some new that and whatever. And maybe it doesn't, it doesn't come from anybody. Nobody knows where it came from. That, or I would think about, maybe trying to work with kids' ambitions a little earlier. Right? When if you look at our guidance counselors, right, what did they do? They looked at your grades and said your grades are good enough to go here or there. You could apply to this, or you can go to Nassau. The voice of NCC 90.3 every Thursday.
That would be another thing that I would do.
Right? So maybe it's like, like
family.
Like
college.
That's not
they
bad.
They get paid.
Yeah.
Free college? Why not? Right? You don't have to pay for college.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some things.
Open up a scholarship for prostitutes. They want to go to school, yo. Let them go to school.
They don't want to
Shout
go to
out
school.
all the prostitutes, yo.
Yeah, man.
They don't want to go to school.
They want to go to school. They're usually paying for school.
Yeah.
With prostitute bread.
They're in the 360.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's one of the lamest excuses to me, bro. And that's a situation where it might be
when you want to pull.
out of 10 girls that say that, maybe one is actually telling the truth, and it makes it look bad for that one, because I think the rest are lying. They're full of shit. You don't like, if you really want to go to school, you don't have to do all that. It's not, you don't have to.
You take a little loan, right?
Yeah, man. It's other ways.
People go to the army to go to school. Would you rather go to the army or be a stripper to go to school?
Go to the army.
I think I'd rather be a stripper than go to the army. I can't die in the stripper.
You might be dead because you might be in that shit forever, and you're like, you never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? All right, and then
I think we got one more with co-parenting.
Oh boy, yo Denzel, don't be kissing niggas, man. Or kiss niggas, then and be like, nigga, put the scene in there.
Biting a nigga bottom lip and
I'm
shit.
about to quit if you don't put this scene in there. What's the point of mentioning it?
Which one?
Go to the first one first, yeah.
First one? Okay. All right. Who's this?
This is a young couple that were together and they recently split, but they have a child and they're co-parenting. DDG and Haley Bailey.
The non-solo sister.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I always say one sister went out. I was out of here.
Yeah, she's out of here.
Okay.
He's a streamer, and I mean, both. He's been accused of using the baby for clout because he's have such a high profile baby.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a baby so many times, so much, so young. So he could be a little victim of that. And she kind of like blasted him on social media for having having their baby on the stream.
All right. It says, "Oops, Holly Berry does not approve her son Halo being on a stream. I'm extremely upset. I'm his mother and protector and saddened that I wasn't notified." All right. Should we go to the second one?
Yeah, if you can. Yeah.
All right.
No. There's another slide.
I don't think there's any. Oh yeah, it should. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, it says, "Hi everyone. Just so you know, I am out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified that I am extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I'm his mother and protector and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I'm out of town."
Now, when I literally saw it, me seeing the baby so much, I automatically think homie's kind of clout chasing with the baby. I kind of think that, he's babysitting. He got the baby. He's a little clout chasing with the baby.
Well, he's a streamer.
He's a streamer, yeah.
So
streamers have to do
yes.
pranks and do things to get people
They got to show their life.
To talk about them.
Yeah,
they got to show their life. So she kind of knew that of him, and she left the baby with him. But it brings up a bigger question of co-parenting outside of a relationship. You guys don't have any real, expertise in that. But I do.
What's it about?
But
how is that?
Compromise, setting rules that you should follow.
Because you have to take the other person in consideration with the things that you do, correct? Like,
yes, and you got to kind of realize that you're not in a relationship with that other person, so you can't come across too heavy-handed.
So, for instance, you, right? I'm sorry.
Okay.
But like, you seeing something like this where the mother is upset, about the how do you feel about that? If you have,
when I first saw
baby,
it, I sided with her. I was like, "Yo, listen, let's keep the baby a little private. Let's not make him a thing. Like, let's not use the baby as a prop."
Okay.
But then I saw receipts of her and her sister literally having the baby on lives. And I'm like, what a hypocrite.
Okay.
And co-parenting, hypocrisy is the biggest way to spoil the whole thing. You could really blow the whole relationship, the whole co-parenting relationship up by setting rules that you yourself don't follow.
Okay.
I don't think that there should be ground rules for both parties. It shouldn't be like,
who sets these rules?
Together. Not just like you got rules for me. Well, I got
what
rules
is the
for
punishment
you.
for breaking said rules?
What you mean punishment?
Well, rules are rules. When rules are broken, what happens?
I'm not a kid. You're not punishing me.
Well,
it's like you might say something to me about it.
So there's no enforcement of said rule.
What are you gonna enforce? Like,
I don't know, because if you're in a
adults.
So the rule is pointless.
You're gonna take the baby from me for 30 days or something like that.
So the rule is pointless, right? If a rule cannot be enforced, what is it?
All right. There's a bigger issue.
What's the bigger issue?
If we don't align, like if we had a baby together, we should have something that aligns together, right?
Yeah.
That's why we had a kid together.
But the fact that you're not in a relationship means that
also
alignment is broken.
Choice worthy on whether or not you had the baby or not. Sometimes, you spoke about these things are high accidents. A lot of times.
Skeet.
All right, I'm saying
okay. Go ahead.
You can't like no.
Sorry,
we can't give these people excuses,
right?
Because they didn't know each other and they had a kid together. Like that's their fault, and it's not like
true that
I'm supposed to solve the problem for them. I'm just trying to say what should be done. Like you should have a baby with somebody that you actually know, that your mindsets align with each other, where it shouldn't be like
in the perfect world. Yes,
not even in a perfect world, in a regular world. We ain't talking about not even being together. We could just be like, all right, well, I feel like this is the best thing for the child.
Usually the parent with more leverage can set most of the rules.
Usually the mother has more leverage.
Or if dad has the pocket, has the big wallet.
No.
Yeah, but
they don't want to. The woman, like normally that does the nurturing and the caring for the child.
Yeah.
They set most
Yeah,
of the
but if
rules.
dad has mom on a nice allowance and he's controlling, he's dictating what he dictates.
What he's gonna dictate?
So
how much money you're getting?
Like what he's gonna dictate with the child? Like
if you could be around other people, if you could have your child around other men.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like the more money a man has, kind of the more removed he is from the day to day of how.
But he could still set ground rules. His ground rules matter more. If a man with money and a woman with regular money, or who doesn't work, who's living off of that man's money, right? If they both say that, I don't want my child around other people like that you're dating, who has more leverage to enforce that?
I still feel like the mother does a little.
Okay.
Whoever has the child more.
Yeah, I don't think means, I don't think means, because like I said, I think a lot of guys who have the means kind of defer to what the mother wants to do to a lot of degree.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Well, it is the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're damn right, Ron. It is the smartest thing to do. But I do feel like, it's kind of like.
So what if let me give you an example. What if there was a story in the news? I don't want to say it, but if there was a someone that split with a young child, and the father is like, yo, under no circumstances are you to leave my child with another man. Leave him. You can have him around the house, but don't. If you ever need me to come and watch my kid, I will come and watch it. Can he have enough jurisdiction to have that? Like how can he make that?
Bro, that shit sounds crazy.
Yeah, I was with you. Okay,
it sounds crazy to be like, yo, I can't.
If you gotta make a rule like that,
yeah.
if you have to make a rule like that, like, yo, who did you have a baby with?
You had a baby with someone that you're not with anymore. That person, you can't judge how fast that person is going to try to move on. See, that's where the naivety of y'all not ever having to do this, what I mean, comes into play. That is the number one thing. Is having that child around other people. This is just a little
having somebody around other people and leaving your child with somebody who was a stranger or like you're newly dating.
Yeah,
that shit sounds crazy to me, right?
So you don't know people,
huh?
I don't think you know people.
First of all, let me just speak for myself, right? Let's say, for instance, I got a young child and I start dating a woman. I'm not gonna ask her to watch my kid, and if she agrees to watch my kid, I'm gonna look at her a certain way. Like if
she rocking with you, what you mean? She a down ass bitch if she watching your kid. What are you talking about? That shit happens every time. Like, dudes that have their kid and shorty be upstairs, like it'll be his weekend with the kid. He downstairs playing 2K, the baby upstairs.
Well, I think you're a waste. I think you're a waste of man if that's how it goes.
Yo, what happens all lot? It's happening right now.
Yeah, you're a waste man.
There's a nigga at the club with some shorty watching this kid. Yeah, he's gonna come back home.
It's
crazy to me.
Waste.
Okay.
I feel like this, right?
So you wouldn't even really know,
I think it should be such a part of it to where, it should be if you're going to go out, if you're going out, the kid's with me. Like, see, I don't look at it like.
But most co-parenting things is your weekend, my weekend, your weekend, my weekend. If it's my weekend and have my kid and I got something to do and my parents can't watch her, you gotta leave the kid with somebody, right?
So how do you trust?
Because a person
trust somebody.
You thirsty.
You could be with a chick that don't like your baby moms that will take it out on your kid.
You never would think someone would do that. You would never think someone would do that. You would never think someone would do that. Especially if you're rocking with them and they think that you down for them. And I feel like women are a lot more susceptible to that.
So I have a buddy, one of my best friends, and he fights tooth, nail, scratch, claw for full custody.
Full custody.
He wants it all. He wants everybody. Because I had to tell a friend, if you can go to sleep a day, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, a weekend without your child, we're not the same person. You know what I'm saying? I don't look for breaks for my children necessarily, unless I'm trying to go out with my wife or, real quick. I'm not aiming for that. Right. So I feel like when you're like looking to like kind of pass them off to kind of get going, it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just
Mama got to have a life too.
Yeah, no.
Can't really argue with mama.
Nah.
You're right, GB. I digress. I'm just a guest up here. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The bottom line, I think, is
co-parenting.
If first of all, like, relationships are not 100%. They don't all work out.
Of course,
it is what it is. But at least be to the point where you have certain ideals that you align with that person. If you guys move to the space of having a child together, bringing a life together, because you're going to have to deal with that person for the next 18 to 21 years.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't like, now, I guess we're going to say in a perfect world, but I'm not even saying in a perfect world, because in a perfect world. No, it's not a perfect world. The perfect world was y'all be together. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not talking about a perfect world.
Perfect world is that harmony that you speak
of.
It don't. There's rainbows and
I'm not saying
that relationship breaking up is usually very contentious.
I'm not saying
that
it's
baby
seamless,
is
right?
Used as leverage.
No. All right. Okay. I'm not saying none of this stuff can happen, right? But when it comes down to certain things, it's based on each person's values, especially when it comes to a kid, because that's what we pass down to our children. We pass down our values to our children, right? And the way we care for them. So who you leave them with or who you introduce them to, that's going to be based on that person. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a chick that you don't really know like that, and she might come from a different background than you, right? And you wind up, it could be a situation where you say to yourself, like, nah, I can't fuck with her like that. And then you still smash and you get her pregnant, but that's your fault. You got pregnant, you got a chick that's pregnant that's not you're not aligned in any type of way. She not your cup of tea. She was supposed to be a smash and dash, but you got her pregnant. But even when people have things that are aligned in certain ways, they might not work out. But at least we know, like, ethically, morally, like, nah, we don't do that. I don't do that. You don't do that. Cool. So our kid is not going to do that. It doesn't mean like everyone that has a child that relationship didn't work out is at conflict and like, no, we don't do anything alike. You understand what I'm saying?
But there's a give, there's a dance, there's a give and take. There's a setting of ground rules, and then there's grace for those rules being broken. There's some kind of enforcement system. I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know. But yeah, you could set the rules out and everybody knows everything. But when the rules are broken,
it's not nothing's perfect, right?
Nothing's perfect.
And the thing is, like, even if let's say your oldest daughter, right? You know where her mother came from. If she comes from a good household, you come from a good household.
Yeah.
Now it's not going to be 100%, but when there's a conflict, you guys can work it out, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm taking you to child support court, or you're not going to see your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, all right, let's work this out. Nah, I don't agree with this. You don't agree with that. And this is what I'm trying to say. If you guys align on certain levels where it's like, I come from a good background, I got my parents, you got your parents, and they taught us certain things. These are not going to be an issue when we're raising our daughter. Now, it's not going to be 100%. We'll bump heads sometimes, but we'll be able to work it out and co-parent.
You live in La La Land.
That's La La Land?
It's La La Land, because she's gonna try to spite you because you're not on the whole program. Like she's not under your program anymore. So she's gonna try to buck up at you, buck the whole system. But yo, salute to you, yeah. You in Lucky Charms like Shorty was.
I'm telling you, bro. Promise you, yo.
Yo, can we?
If I had the baby moms, that should be perfect.
That should be already all copacetic, baby.
Telling you,
Yo,
I be
can we have a
baby
toast?
mom.
Can
Baby.
we have a toast to the newest member of the homeowners association?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna
HOA, nigga.
What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna toast. We're not gonna mention anything other than that.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm
All
broke,
right.
baby.
Yeah.
No, my brothers.
Well
I don't.
deserved.
I'm just trying to. I got
Got
a studio apartment.
Yeah.
All right, come on now.
Cups up, yo.
All right,
Cups
now.
up, yes.
Enough of that.
Congratulations.
No,
My boy.
I'm gonna need you to cut that out.
All right. Okay. So
And this motherfucker, I got to go now. Later.
So with that, man, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Cigars and Whiskey podcast.
Beautiful.
Shout out to the good people at Hudson Whiskey. Always a
Nice, sturdy,
very good,
sturdy.
A good sipping. So
something in the water.
Yeah, man. If you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S Whiskey. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cigars the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Again, Cigars the Whiskey, Cigars the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Remember to like, share, and also subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when we have new content. All right. Corey Cool.
Yo.
Let the people know what you got going on before we go.
Not a lot these days. You can find me sitting here sometimes. I don't know, for the one time, for the free. You can find me on the voice of NCC 90.3 FM every Thursday, 7 p.m. I'm playing it cool, man. I got a lot of jams, a lot of cool stories. Good news. I try to go with only. This Saturday, if you happen to be in the area, right? New York City, Sour Mouse. All right. I'm going to be there, Lower East Side, having a good time. I got a good friend going to perform with us. And, just having a lot of fun, man. Cigars and whiskey. I enjoy pressing the buttons from behind the scenes. It was a great time sitting here, being able to reach for the whiskey bottle without my arm coming from like behind, the abyss. Yeah, I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you guys, man, for allowing me to sit here. I appreciate it.
Of course, anytime and every time, man. All right. And with that, man, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Cigars and Whiskey Podcast. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.